No! Hey, you use your women? This is why your country because you use your women for that. You go, that way.
Tonight, this new video of Haitian migrants at the southern border, the chaos and despair. Images showing Border Patrol agents on horseback as they try to stop them from crossing the river into the U.S. The White House seeking answers.
Should we be looking at the budget of Department of Homeland Security? Because I was not aware that whips, which come from the slavery era, were part of the package that we issue to any sort of law enforcement.
When it comes to our immigration policy for so many years, cruelty has been very much embedded in it. Obviously, systematic racism at play here, mainly Black migrants and Black immigrants and asylum seekers at our border in this kind of way really speaks to the kind of racism, systematic racism that is embedded in that department.
I was taken aback by a single image that should make you pay attention to a problem. This one. There's a lot here. To me, it does smack of a bygone era of slavery. Be drawn to the desperation of the man trying to escape. Others, in the desperation of keeping our borders safe.
Well, first, Martha, I think this is just another example of reporters writing and talking about things that they have no idea what they're talking about. If you know anything about Western horse riding, you know that those are reins, they are not whips. And yet you had Democratic operatives tweeting out these photos and reporters jumped all over them. These were not whips. These illegal immigrants were not being whipped in the river. They are being told to step back from an international border. These agents have been completely smeared. And, these border communities are grateful that somebody is stepping up to protect them from this increase and never-ending flow of illegal immigration.
These images are heartbreaking and unfortunate. Those are split straps, and they weren't whips. But it's easy to buy into whatever the narrative is and the optics on the screen and in the pictures because they're on horses, and we put the best among us with people in the worst positions. And it does look bad. Take it to 16 Pennsylvania Avenue, would you? Let him know how much it hurts to see this and ask him why they waited this long.
I want to follow up on the question about Haitian and specifically these photos that are surfacing on Border Patrol agents seemingly using whips. I know you said that there's no context that it would be seen as inappropriate. So the question really is, why would this be happening under the Biden administration? Is this going to stop?
I mean, Yamiche, it's all good questions. We just saw this footage. It's horrible to watch. I just have to get more information on it.
All right, Shalom. I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS, and sincere Shalom to the brothers out here pushing the truth and sincerity, and Shalom to the hopeful elect. And as we have watched through this clip, this is honestly, well, I don't even know how to put it into words sometimes, because at this point, we just expect anything and everything now. But now we see firsthand, even though there was various clips before this that shows it, at least some of them I've seen, but this shows how they treat our people. We're all, when it comes to our people in other nations, I mean, like from other countries, you got, for the longest time, the Mexicans, which was Issachar from the 12 tribes of Israel, and now you got the Haitians, which is also from the 12 tribes of Israel. And they call them illegal immigrants, saying they got that these guys on horsebacks are defending or protecting the borders. From who? From what exactly? The Haitians ain't coming over here just destroying everything. So what are they protecting them from? I mean, what are they protecting the borders from? And then, on top of that, you mean to tell me that the Mexicans and the Haitians are illegal immigrants, and a lot of times I hear them being called foreigners. But if that's the case, as you a lot of people has obviously seen the Asians and the Arabs come over with no problem. They don't get treated like this, but it's our people that get treated like this. This is firsthand of how they treat our people. And then even going back into when Trump was in office, how they said he was going to build a wall for to keep the Mexicans out. But yet they flying them Chinese and Arabs over here like crazy because they can make business. But meanwhile, the Mexicans come over, they working in businesses. I'm talking about they work for cheap labor, and yet they still get treated at the bottom of the total pole for this, just like the rest of the 12 tribes that's here. And of course, it's spread out in various places, but it's like systematically, it's already well known, especially since we are the targets anyways. We make this place money. Meanwhile, the foreigners could come over and do what they do and make money off of us. But it's funny because now you're seeing that our people are being whipped out in the river, and they can make the excuse, oh, they're not using whips, they're using reins, which, as she says, reins is used on horses. Okay, so let's go into this a little bit. Let's go into the definition of rein. It says a strap fastened to a bit by which a rider or driver controls an animal. Plural 2A, it says a restraining influence. Check kept too tight rein on the proceedings. Controlling or guiding power. So you mean to tell me that a strap that is used to control animals is used to control these people in the ocean? I mean, the river. You're basically calling them animals too, because that's what you're using them on. That's what they always been calling us. We've been called cattle to the society for the longest time. They always got to keep us in check. When an Edomite does something crazy, oh, he's all fine and good. When a nigga does something, when a Jake does something real stupid, automatically get shot at. Which sometimes, hell, not half the times is even deserved. But when you look at it from a whole standpoint, you can see how much hated the Israelites are. And our people don't get it. Our people don't get it in the slightest. Because when they, especially anybody that comes here, they become indoctrinated. But our people who's already been born into the indoctrination, they'll be going up against Haitians, against Mexicans. But you don't really see them going up against Arabs. And hell, that last thing with the Chinese that people was having a problem with didn't last long. You don't hear from it anymore. I only heard from it about maybe, I would say, a month and a half. You don't hear about that stuff no more. So this is Deuteronomy 32:7. It says, remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations. And funny enough, and from the first woman, she said that these was like, from the demonstration that was shown, it was basically looking like it was slavery all over again. No matter how much she try to hide and try to defuse the situation, using reins on even a person is still considered a whip, because guess what? You just whipped a person and a animal. You're using a whip. no matter what these people try to do. But that's the social media, that's Esau's policy, process, is to sow chaos. But these are images of what Esau is portraying, is saying that we are. We're cattle. We've always been cattle. We've been saying it for the longest time. We've been cattle in this society for the longest time. And people just want to act like none of this stuff is really happening in front of their face. Well, guess what? It is. And this stuff, a lot of people are going to understand that this is slavery all over again. It's just modern day slavery. Because soon enough, it's going to get worse to the point they will really use whips. What is the point? They will start shooting them so-called immigrants, and not only just there, but inside their own society. This place will really show its horn soon enough. Hell, technically it already is. This is actually I'm gonna get Psalms 10:2. It says, "The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor," and that's exactly what's happening. Like our own people will get mad at us for even exposing this. But this is what it is. Hell, you got. Well, it's just going to be all leading chaos. Sorry. So I found this article and just going into it a little bit, and someone who had an outrage about it because they, like it says here, so it says, so it's okay to treat Haitians like cattle. I can't believe people actually believe this. Now the reason I want to go into this is because it's going to explain itself, but he goes on to pretty much explain that. Actually, I'm gonna start with right here. It says they're actually furious over the media's characterization that these cowboys were using whips to chase the Haitians away, when in fact they apparently were using long whip-like reins. Listen to that. Long, to the point you can actually hit somebody with them damn things. It says, okay, fair enough. The good old boys on horseback use reins, not whips, as if that makes it okay. Something I questioned in my initial column on the practice. Those are not, and he quotes from someone else what this says. Those are not whips, but Western horse reins used to control the horse. Reins or whips aside, others chimed in, America needs more of these cowboys. Yes, they are whipping at them, but they are not true whips in any sense. Okay. It says, is this really the America we live in? It says, I don't know who these writers are, these readers are, but I can tell you that a ton of them got busy cranking up emails in defense of the patrols. It says, but the most disturbing response came from the reader named, basically John, who came up with the solution to deal with thousands of Haitians gathered in Del Rio seeking asylum. It says, I think the Border Patrol are limiting themselves. I wish they would rope these illegals and drag them until some cactus spawns or river water consumption had them begging for mercy. If that doesn't sound like slavery, I don't know what doesn't. That sounds like slavery all over again. It says, he continued, finally, tag them so that they are caught entering illegally again. They are Slacky, let me read that again. Just finally, tag them so that if they are caught entering illegally again, they are dispatched entirely. Problem solved. Move on to the next one. At least for one individual, move on to the next one. Damn. Meaning he wants them off one by one. And this is no new thing under the sun. This is just a repeat of history. This is what's going to return to when soon enough. This place will feel like slavery again. You won't have no rights or laws to start. You won't even have the second thought to even start babbling your mouth the moment you start going off with some of these not even National Guard, because we're gonna go into martial law when they actually start sending troopers down here. Your words won't mean nothing when that happens. When martial law kicks in, anything they say goes, or they shoot you on the spot, or they'll detain you, beat you to death, or at least close to it. And it's the end of the story. It's gonna get that bad. It might get bad enough to the point they will go into someone's house and beat them up for fun, just because they can. It's gonna return to that stuff again. And like I said, it's gonna be modern day slavery. So you had the mental and the physical going on soon enough. This is Isaiah 14:21. It says, "Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the faces of the earth, of the world with cities." And this is, Esau has a lot to pay for on this one. Well, not in just this one, but I'm talking about everything he does. Though even the fact that he breathes, he needs to pay. Because Esau's to mess up everything. Now he's furthering to continue the suffering of Israel. But this was ordained because, hey, when this is all said and done, he will serve his time. If he wants to revoke slavery again, hey, when the Lord comes back, the Lord is going to invoke slavery. And they won't like it when the Lord invokes that slavery, because they have a huge amount to pay for. Whether these people want to defend them or not, it doesn't matter. We're gonna know when true peace comes in, when we don't have to deal with this or even see stuff like this no more. But instead, the roles be reversed. But that's pretty much all I have going into that. So, Lord willing, this was a little edifying with that. Shalom.